Hello and welcome to the Clashing of Steel. So the year 2018 has started. Perhaps it is the best time to look back and look into the future as well. I guess I can start with the differences from the Steam version of the game. From the big changes like the new commanders and troops, to the smaller ones, how certain unit types work, there has been a lot of different changes. Most notable are the archer cavalry and the deployable catapults. Also the pikemen that can move in phalanx and so on. I even remember the promises of chariots when the Steam version of the game went dark. But I'm guessing they changed it and are now working on new commanders and new ideas what they're planning to do. But still, sometimes it is good to remember what things were. Every commander had 4 skills instead of the current 3. I'm not definitely saying it was good, but it was somewhat a lot compared to the units that had skills as well. I personally miss Miltiadis' drop shields. It was an interesting skill to use. It made your units more mobile and stronger. It was interesting, but it was really often misplayed. But then again, some commanders had somewhat useless skills, so they merged them or just removed them. Perhaps we will see some new units, new commanders. Perhaps they will bring back archer cavalry or add some new interesting units. We do not yet know, but we're definitely waiting. Maybe even new faction during 2018, can't be sure of that. I personally would like to see some Persian units. I'm guessing they would mostly be light units with some different types of weapons. Another great bet would be Egypt, because the Egypt itself played a big role back in the Roman era. I personally would also like to see Carthage war elephants, but since the Carthage has a lot of similarities to Greece units, they will probably merge them together, at least I hope. We could also take a hard look towards India or Africa, looking towards the natives and native weapons there. But who knows? I actually even have some first sketches of the Kinane. The first designs of the Kinane were to have a bit longer hair, a bit luscious. As you see on the art here, she looks a lot different compared to the current one that we have. I am not saying it was a wrong choice, but she definitely looks a bit more interesting here than she does in game. The bone structure, the hair, it looks way more sharp than it does in game. Actually, all of these pictures were released back in 2015 in November somewhere. Her outfit does not change that much from the current one she wears, but her hair or the even helmeted version seems somewhat interesting. I do not think that they will ever do any other versions of the Kinane or any other commander, but I would definitely like to see the helmeted version of the Kinane with a bit loose hair. But the Kinane wasn't the only one who got changed in the process. They actually said they were working on Commander Sola back in 2015. As you can see from the snake figure around his neck, his face does look a bit different from the one that he is right now. It's again also a bit sharper, a bit more detailed, a bit more bone structure. The difference itself isn't that big, but it is still quite notable. As it is seen from this small sketch, he was supposed to look a bit more serious, a bit more sharper and angrier. So our current Commander Sola seems to have a slightly smiling face, or at least a bit more puffed. If current Commander Sola looked like this, he would feel a lot smarter than he seems to be right now. But still, good commander nonetheless. And another commander that got a few glimpses in 2015 is the Spartacus. If you don't know his story, I think he was a mercenary who got captured and sold into slavery and to fight as a gladiator. He escaped with his fellow gladiators and resisted the Roman Empire for quite a while. Although he was Roman, but because he commanded slaves and fellow gladiators, he might not appear under the Roman faction, but perhaps in barbarian faction. These two were just the early sketches of the Spartacus, back in 2015 as I said before. He does look awesome, but I am not sure if he will be the next commander that will be released. They might be working on some other commanders and leave him for later. Personally, I think he will appear in the barbarian faction because he fought against the Roman Empire, but who knows. We actually don't know a lot what's coming this year. We can expect probably some new commanders, some new units, and if we are lucky, even a new faction. But that will still take time. So this was it about the past and the very hopeful future. We don't know yet what's coming, but hopefully we'll see something interesting during 2018. Anyways, don't forget to subscribe and thanks for watching.